Well, the Indian Supreme Court has begun hearing a petition this week which, if granted, could threaten the future of special economic zones in the country. The petition is looking to safeguard the rights of property for every Indian citizen, which up until 30 years ago had been entrenched in the Indian Constitution. Now, though, under India's current property laws, the government is allowed to acquire land on the grounds of public interest, and those affected have no legal recourse. But if this petition is approved, that could change. A war is being waged in India's villages, and it's being fought by India's farmers. They're fighting for the fundamental right to hold on to their land. Their enemies, the Indian government and big Indian companies.
The Indian government is going against the law. They say they're taking our land in the interests of the public. But what they're doing is buying our land at below market rates and selling it to Indian companies. We won't let them take our land. We will fight.
This is a fight that farmer Sanjiv has been preparing for since last year. That's when the Indian government sent him a notice asking him to sell his land to them for the development of a special economic zone.
The government will never get my land. If they do, it will be over my dead body. If I sell my land, what will I get?
This isn't a battle confined to India's farmers. Sanjiv Agarwal, a businessman, is the man who's brought this petition forward to India's courts. He says that every Indian's fundamental right to property is at stake.
Property rights in India have been always seen as with a little bit of suspicion, because as if these were only to protect the richest, But now we see that a large-scale expropriation by state, for so-called public purpose, affecting the farmers, the landed peasants,
But Indian companies that are building special economic zones, or SEZs, say they need the help of the Indian government to acquire land for the development of their industrial parks.
In the two SEZs that we have done so far, more than 90% of the land that we have acquired is through negotiation. Yes, you need some government support for the purpose of getting contiguity, because you cannot have an approval for an SEZ till you have contiguous land.
For the Indian government, though, the choice is between balancing the needs of Indian industry with those of India's farmers.
Manufacturing sector should look at land which is not irrigated land, not prime agricultural land. They should be looking at other land. And I think that's the right thing to do, so I don't think that hits anything. And in any case, the non-agricultural land which doesn't have irrigation, will naturally be much cheaper than irrigated land. So it's in industry's own interest to go for that land.
Land is all that India's farmers have. Over 2/3 of India's population makes its living from agriculture. For now, India's property laws have made it difficult for these farmers to legally resist the government's efforts to acquire their homes. But if these laws change, then the battle for land in India's countryside is likely to get far more heated.